Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kevin Cookagee, Chairman of the Williamson County Republican Party. This year we have the opportunity to end the administration of Barack Hussein Obama, a regime arguably more destructive to individual liberty and American order than any political establishment since our founding. Unprecedented numbers of Americans are unemployed, underemployed, and on food stamps. Crony capitalism and an avalanche of new government programs have invited fraud and corruption among our own to a degree never experienced in our times. The level of national, state, and local debt has expanded dramatically and unsustainably over the past 3 years. Morale is low, and the enemies of freedom aggressively increase their capabilities to threaten liberty throughout the world, while too many of our representatives display a willful blindness of our present danger, complacent under the illusion that the leaders of these profoundly different regimes share our values. All the while, too many of our neighbors and fellow citizens remain unaware of the perils we face. Yet these are the times in which a genius would wish to live, for it is not in the still calm of life or the repose of a Pacific station that great characters are formed. The habits of a vigorous mind are formed in contending with difficulty. Great necessities call out great virtues. When a mind is raised and animated by scenes that engage the heart, then those qualities which would otherwise lay dormant wake into life and form the character of the hero and the statesman. Abigail Adams wrote those words to her 11-year-old son, John Quincy, admonishing him to return to France with his father toward the latter stages of the American Revolution. The younger Adams was understandably reluctant to leave the relative comfort of friends and family in New England for another hazardous trip across the North Atlantic. His mother's words were a call to moral courage. In this spirit, we advance into 2012. Classical philosophers argued that one of life's fundamental questions is who will have say in setting society's highest goals, in determining the community's way of life and what that life reveres. Under our American system of constitutional government, individual citizens play a key role in shaping our way of life and what we hold dear. Yet we are not a direct democracy operating under the general will, where individual liberty is subjugated to the tyranny of the majority. Rather, America is a republic, where individual citizens exercise their preferences through their chosen representatives under the constant guarantee that natural and fundamental rights will be preserved even for the minority. As set forth in our Declaration of Independence, these rights are universal. They are endowed by our Creator and include, among others, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is the essence of our American philosophy, and it is in urgent need of a loyal defense. As you've heard me say before, the Williamson County Republican Party is committed to preserving the traditional Republican principles of individual liberty, free markets, Western values, a government with limited and enumerated powers, and a military which is second to none. These principles animated our activities last year. Their continued defense will be the gauge by which our achievements are measured. The Republican Party is one of the means through which we communicate these traditional American ideas. By electing men and women grounded in the roots of our American order and committed to its preservation, we advance the vision articulated by our Founding Fathers. But we mustn't confuse the conduit, that is the party, with the content, the ideas which define it. An electrical cord is of little use unplugged, save for what damage we might cause by swinging it about indiscriminately. But grounded to its source, the cord delivers the current required to create light. Likewise, a political party disconnected from its ideas may be lassoed to trip up a few of its opponents, but unplugged from traditional American principles, it fails to achieve any measurable impact on American order. I know that many of you long for the renewal of the Republican Party. And while we may not yet be able to prevail upon the Republican National Committee, or even the various state Republican parties, we can begin to make changes right here in our own county. We can speak for freedom, which is our birthright as Americans, after all, and an integral part of our political philosophy. If we are willing to stand for our beliefs and values, we can inaugurate a forward strategy for freedom right here in Williamson County. Those in other areas who share our values will be inspired to stand with us and to speak boldly for freedom in their own spheres. We can also begin to regain the classical idea that politics are subordinate to virtue. Much ground has been lost in the empty pursuit of Machiavellian tactics, where morality is subjugated to politics, celebrated only insomuch as it is useful for one's political advantage. And we would do well to maintain an honest assessment of the human condition, recognizing that for all of our potential for goodness and great achievements, we naturally have limitations, and in ourselves are insufficient for the task. Yet if we, like our founders, would, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor, well then, I believe we will accomplish feats about which future generations will write poetry. I hope you will join me as we continue this journey to make a difference. As T.S. Eliot reminds us, for us there is only the trying, the rest is not our business. Speaking for freedom, I am Kevin Kookogee.